to carry 11 pitchers and 15 position players?
After much deliberation, I think kind of looking at the short series, looking at having a couple starters as far as Sheehan and Glass in the pen, feeling good about covering the innings. And then you're looking at, Muntz coming off some lower body stuff, Tommy coming off the ankle, and, Will feeling like he can be viable in a pinch hit spot, potentially catch coming into a game. So all of those variables led us to the extra position player and kind of how we, constructed that position player group.
You mentioned both Max Muncy and Tommy Edman. I know yesterday both of them were able to get some at-bats, and Max has been on the field, things like that. But how are you feeling just with them battling, coming back from those injuries and being back out there?
I feel good. Both guys took a handful of at-bats yesterday. They both came out of it well, feeling good, encouraged. And so there's a lot of ways that we can kind of simulate at-bats, which they've done, and then also with the at-bats that they took yesterday. So I feel good with where we're at and kind of the options that I'll have off the bench too.
Go to Mr. Hill up front.
Yeah, Skipper, KKL9, Jim Hill. What's the mindset of you and your club right now as you're the defending champions and everyone is predicting good things for you again? What are the pitfalls that are out there that you have to be aware of?
I think the pitfalls are just kind of easing your way into a series. There's certainly a very short series. And I don't see that as a problem. A pitfall is facing Hunter Green. He's got a good arm, a really great competitor. But I do feel that just having the one day off is a benefit to us offensively. Don't know how that's going to play out tonight or tomorrow, but I think mentally, as a roster, all that stuff, we're in a good spot.
We can stay there with Claudia.
Hi, Dave. Can you talk about Justin Dean and what he brings to the club moving forward?
Yeah, Justin has had a really nice year. I think he's an 80 defender out in center field, so he can come in and steal a base. So, just the flexibility of somebody who can, score on a base hit, steal a base, come in for defense in a plus game to tighten some things up of benefit.
Standing in the back left, Sonia.
Dave, you mentioned Will as being an option to pinch hit. Is he close to being an option behind the plate as well, or would that be potentially beyond this week?
He is. The hitting, the throwing, he feels really good about. So I think it's a day-to-day thing. And so I'm not closing the door that he's not going to start tomorrow, but I do feel that the floor of having him available to hit in any big spot, it was certainly worth having him on the roster. But, yeah, we're going to leave that open as far as his availability to start.
Go to the back left with Bill Plunkett.
Yeah, Dave, I did you come to the decision to leave a couple of guys off who were with you all year, Bonda and Conforto?
So, I sort of referenced the Conforto thing, given the, where Muncy and Tommy are at physically to have the extra infielder, and then also having Will Smith's availability off the bench. And so that's a little bit kind of how we came to that. And you're basically kind of thinking, are you going to take Will's bat off the bench or Michael's at bat, right now? So that was kind of one thing which is very difficult because it's been a really difficult for Michael, but he's owned every kind of performance. He's owned this performance, hasn't run away from it. He showed up to work every single day, offensively, defensively. So he's one of my favorites, and he'll be ready if called upon. And hopefully, we have a long run, and we're going to need him. As far as Bonda, very, very difficult decision as well. And I think that having the length of some starters, and this is just a very right-hand heavy team. And so looking at, the landscape of their team, who they hit for, there would just not be a lot of opportunities for Anthony. And so very difficult conversation, but if we're fortunate enough to, get to the next round, he'll be in there first, the Phillies.
We have two last ones, Jack.
With the bullpen, do you have a guy, a couple guys you want to try to use in the ninth inning, or are you going to be going pretty much matchups and what makes sense the whole way through?
I've got some clarity, not exactly sure. I do think that, if a guy's throwing the baseball well and they have more bullets, then, I feel good about them continuing. But I have probably, 3 or 4 guys I feel really comfortable finishing the game for us.
And then appreciating you guys have him lined up to start Thursday, but we talk so much about the possibility of Ohtani in the bullpen. Is there any scenario the next couple nights where that could be on the table?
I don't think so. Never say never, but I don't think so, Jack. But again, I guess anything's possible.
Do two last ones, the third row right here.
Hey, Doc, how do you feel about momentum and the place that your guys are in coming into this series?
Momentum's real. It's not everything. I think that whether it's, the Rangers finding their way into the postseason to then win the World Series, or some team start finishing hot and remaining hot, or in a particular game. I do believe that in a postseason game, momentum is real, and how you kind of manage it to not let it spiral. I do love being at home because a lot of times that's what perpetuates it, the home crowd, the energy. And how you manage it, how the players manage it. And I do think that having experience, which we have a lot of guys that have posting experience, can sort of manage, big spots.
We'll finish up with Fabian.
Yeah, Dave, when you talk about letting a guy go who has bullets to go to close out a game, is Glass now an option for that? And what scenario would it require basically for you to deploy him in relief?
Yeah, Glass is an option. I just think that he's ready for whatever we ask of him. It's high octane stuff. And so if we deploy him and inning withstanding, if he's throwing the baseball well, I see no reason why he wouldn't continue. So I don't know when, what situation. It's not even a particular run. But, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm just grateful because, we have our best guys. And, Clayton's one of those guys, but he pitched on Sunday. So I feel good with kind of how we're equipped.
Doc, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Andrew Friedman should be